Hey yo, story 3. Yeah, we're about to check it out. So hopefully not no interruptions by my little bro like last time, but shit, whatever. Story
My name
3.
is Robert Gray, and I used to be a truck driver a few years ago. At the time, I was recently given a new job to transport some goods. Now, this new job often kept me on the road late at night, as
Alright.
there were back to back deliveries, and my route was mostly on the outskirts of town. Due to being on the road most of the time, I often found myself stopping for gas. One particular night, I stopped at a strange gas station called Anderson and
And
Sons gas
sons.
station. I got down, put the pump in, and went into the gas station store. As I walked into the store, I felt a chill go down my spine, as something didn't feel right. For starters, there were about 5 people in the store, and they
Yep, bro, you entered a cult meeting. And you, so far, you're the only sir slash gentleman slash person I can't really fault for stopping because the first lady, she was stopping for groceries. The second one was a fucking addict. But you had to deliver shit. You had to fill up on gas and Anderson and Son. So I can't really be mad at you. So you was just doing your job. You were driving at night. You needed a late night snack. So I can't really fault you for that.
and my route was mostly on the outskirts of town.
Yeah.
Due to being on the road most of the time, I often found myself stopping for gas. One particular night, I stopped at a strange gas station called Anderson
Anderson
and
and
Sons gas
Sons.
station. I got down, put the pump in, and went into the gas station store. As I walked into the store, I felt a chill go down my spine, as something didn't feel right. For starters, there were about 5 people in the store, and they all sported black trench coats. That wasn't the only strange thing that I noticed, as they all hung their heads low, so I couldn't make out their faces. When I walked up to the cashier, who was also sporting something similar, the man said something very strange to me. Howdy there, friend. Would you like some dog soup? Shocked, I looked at the man with a baffled expression. To be honest, what bothered me wasn't the weird statement. No, what bothered me was the fact that the man was still saying it in this day and age. You see, the term dog soup was a popular slang used in the 1930s for a glass of water, and the only reason why I knew what it meant was because my grandfather used to say it all the time
I was about to say, how old are you for you to know such, like, what, that
when I
fact?
was a kid. After a few minutes of silence, I replied by saying,
Nah.
no, thank you. After the short, weird conversation, I continued to
About to
browse
say
through the
dog
store.
soup?
I then decided to get a chilled beer to drink later when I got home from work. As I took it to the counter to pay, the cashier said, "You're driving, ain't you? You better not get scrooched." I had a bewildered look on my face, as another odd 90s slang term was used, because the term scrooched meant drunk. I was beginning to get scared now, as I had an uneasy feeling. So I replied to him, "No, just pack it up for me. I'd like to go now." I could tell the cashier knew that I felt uneasy, as it was written all over my face that I didn't want to keep talking to him. So he said, "No need to get all uptight, friend. I'm just bumping gums." And for the third time,
Yeah, bro. Low key, I feel like you googled old slang slash old slang terms or whatever and said, this how to make a killer story because. So you're telling me this clerk isn't weirded out by all the fancy technology or he just adapted? I don't know, bro. Just, I don't
in
know.
a row, another odd 90s slang popped out of his mouth, as the phrase bumping gums meant making small talk.
I heard that. I've heard that
Alarmed now,
somewhere.
I quickly took the bag and left. On my way out of the store, I wondered why the cashier was speaking like he was living in the past, as I was not sure many people would understand him in this day and age. And the only reason why I could understand him was because I was very close to my grandfather as a kid, so I picked up most of the 90s slangs growing up, as I used to love watching old movies and having long conversations with my granddad. I racked my brain for an answer to my question, but after a while, I decided to brush it off. So I entered my truck and continued on with the trip. I managed to deliver the goods in the next 4 hours that followed, and after everything was settled, I started making my way home. It was 2 a.m. now, and I noticed the truck was running out of gas again. I drove for a while, before I came across another gas station. As I drove closer to the gas station, I had a
Again?
weird feeling as the place looked a
Anderson
bit
and
familiar.
Sons?
It was
Again?
dark, and I wanted to get a better view, so I looked outside my truck's window to make out the name of the gas station. And before I could say anything,
Yep, Anderson
I
and
froze,
Sons.
because staring right back at me
Bro's
were
in
the
a
words
loop.
Anderson and Sons gas station. For a moment there, I thought I was
Bro is probably in a loop of some sort, or he took the wrong turn and was about to run into some cannibals.
hallucinating, as I was sure that the location of the Anderson and Sons gas station was still 1,000 miles away from here. I was scared, so I didn't get out, and I decided to find another one. So I started the truck and drove for about 30 minutes before coming across the same gas station, Anderson and Sons, that I had just left behind. I started to freak out as I thought my mind was playing tricks on me, but I calmed myself down and proceeded to drive in. Everything in my body told me to leave, but the gas tank was extremely low,
How about
and I
you
knew the
fill up the gas, get the fuck out of there?
truck wouldn't last long enough to find another gas station. In order to calm my mind, I told myself that they must be a chain gas station, which would logically explain the numerous locations. So I got down from the truck and I started filling the tank. Thirsty, I decided to go into the store to get a bottle of water. And as I walked into the building, I couldn't speak as my skin went white. Right in front of me were the exact same 5 people I had seen at the first gas station over 8 hours ago, as they all donned the
That
same
Fanta?
black trench coats and their heads were all hung low. It seemed like some sort of sick deja vu, as my mind couldn't comprehend what was going on. I racked my brain for an answer, but there was no logical reason as to why I was in the same exact gas station at a completely different location. My mouth started to stutter the words, "No, no, no," as I slowly began to back out of the store. As I walked with my back towards the exit, I accidentally bumped into one of the people
It's your I'm just playing. I was
wearing
about
the
to say
black
it's your
trench coats,
grandpa.
and as the man rose his head to apologize to me, I screamed. It is extremely difficult to describe, but the man's morbid face was a charred skull with pieces of burnt flesh dangling off of it. No words could describe the fear and horror I felt, as all 5 of them now faced me, and each of them had the same ghastly appearance, with no hesitation.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I got a theory kicking up just in case this dude about to say it either way. What if this is a gas station that burnt up a thousand? It's not 1,000. Why am I exaggerating? Like all those years ago, when they were still bumping gums, and then you just see the spirits or whatever of those people. I don't know.
I bolted out of the door and ran towards my truck. I threw the gas pump on the
If I'm
floor,
right, I'm
and I
sorry that
rode
it's
at
just
full
that
speed
predictable.
all the way to the nearest police station. When I got there, I immediately rushed in, screaming, and the 2 cops came out to calm me down. They asked me what was wrong, so I began to tell them everything that happened that night. When I was done, they looked at me with a perplexed look and told me that I must be tired, which would explain why I was seeing things. I then firmly said that I was sure of what I saw. So in order to calm me down, the cops decided to pull a file on the Anderson and Sons gas station enterprises. But after their research, they had a shocked look on their faces, as the gas station called Anderson and Sons hadn't been operational since the year 1934. The file stated that there had been a horrible accident that same year, as one of their stations blew up in a terrible fire, killing only 5 people who were present at the scene.
Yeah, I fucking called it. I knew this was kind of obvious because I've heard so many stories like this. So maybe you guys are like, "Oh no, what?" I'm sorry, like if I fucked up y'all immersion, but at the same time, I kind of saw this coming because I've seen this so many times.
And apparently,
Not this, but cases similar to this.
the aftermath and repercussions of the sad incident put them out of business for good. With nothing
But
left
the
to
fact that
tell,
it was like 5
I stood
people,
up
fair
and
points.
left the police station without saying another word. The next day, when I dropped the truck back at work, The on-site inspector, who normally inspected the trucks, asked, "How'd you make it home without gas?" Appalled by the strange question, I asked, "What are you talking about, sir? I'm pretty sure that I filled up the tank twice yesterday night." The inspector then replied to me, "Well, that's impossible, Robert, because the gas tank is completely empty, and the truck shouldn't have been running." With no feasible way to answer him, I simply kept my mouth shut and walked away.
He was seeing things and he kept taking the wrong fucking turn. Like I kept saying, he kept going in a fucking loop. That's what I've been saying. Oh shit. That means he just been stopping, taking that shit, not filling it up. He just put it in, entered the shop, looked around, and then left. Bro was really fucking seeing things, bro.
The incident
He was seeing but not seeing things, you know?
seriously took a toll on my mental health, and after a few weeks, in order to attain peace of mind, I decided to do some personal research on the strange gas station. After a few hours of reading through articles and documents, I came across a similar story online. Apparently, it happened about 30 years ago, in the year 1991, as an old truck driver also claimed to have visited the Anderson and Sons gas station. The story was exactly similar to mine, but the old man ended his own experience with, "No one needed to tell me, as I already knew that those poor souls were stuck here, doomed to appear and assist anyone looking for gas in the dead of the night."
Oh shit, yeah, that's about it. Wow, okay, that by far as weird as it is, that was the scariest one because firstly, the reason he was at the gas station was reasonable. The fact that he was seeing things, he was like it was predictable. The storyline was predictable. That's the one. It was just weird. But at the same time, it's like he was seeing things but not seeing things. Like, and you'd never hear the part where they'd be like, "Bro really went in a loop, kept taking the wrong turn." Bro was really tired. I don't. Should I say he was tired? Because if he went through that, that means he was. I don't know what was up with him, but clearly some shit must have been up for him to be that way. To see that shit, keep going in loops to get gas. He kept anytime he saw, because yeah, anytime he took off and left for gas, he would be like, "Oh shit, there's a gas station, let me pull up." But he would just keep going there. That's the part, and then he would go in the shop, fill up on gas, even though nothing is coming out. Get in the shop for something. He probably took like an empty beer bottle and just left and repeated the same cycle. He probably was seeing shit, but at the same time, if I was just a bystander or whatever, just walking by and seeing this dude screaming, losing his mind because he sees something that I don't. I just see a man screaming in a shop. That would just be some. Yeah, I'm about to go on a YouTube channel and write this story down about a man who was screaming in a gas station, started chasing me. Sheesh. But overall, yeah, third one was the scariest one for me, as good as it is. But shit, if there's more scary stories you want me to check out, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do so, and I'm gonna do it on Saturday because I'm trying to start a new series like SoundCloud Sunday. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna see y'all later.